Well, hey y'all, glad you all for joining me. I'm glad that you all are here. We are going to be working out of our odds and ends cookery book. This is a wonderful cookery book that I told you guys that I was going to do our pie crust, and we're going to make our Lord Woolton's pie. I told you guys in the last episode, and so I'm glad to see you all here right now in order to check this out. So I'm going to try to make this as easy as possible, being that I'm not going to be editing it. I'm just going to be pausing it and going. So try to keep up with me, and I'll try to make this very simple. But before we continue, if you all want to see more of my episodes, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe, please, if you all wish to see future episodes. Let's go ahead and get into how to make this yummy Paviel's 1940s Lord Woolton's vegetable pie. So here it tells us for our 1, 2, 3 pastry by Eileen Hunter. It shows here 2 crust pie, 8 or 9 inches. And what I was thinking is about making the other one. Let's jump to this other one. I'm going to show you how it's not any much different. Now all I did was simply flip on the back side to the actual one that I actually had made, which is the Crisco single crust for a 9-inch pie. So that's the one that we're going to work with, but I'm going to make 2 pie crust. Okay, so we're going to double these ingredients. So okay, we're going to double these. So it's called for, let's go ahead and get our ingredients ready. It's calling for 1 1/3 cup of sifted regular flour, half a teaspoon salt, half a cup of Crisco or shortening, and 3 tablespoons of water. We're going to double those by 2. It says to preheat oven to 450. Sift flour before measuring, spoon lightly into measuring cup, and level without shaking or packing down. Combine flour and salt in mixing bowl, and with a pastry blender or 2 knives, cut in Crisco until uniform. Mixture should be fairly coarse. You sprinkle with water, a tablespoon at a time. Toss with fork. Work dough into a firm ball with your hands. Press dough into a flat circle with smooth edges, and on a lightly floured surface, roll dough to a circle about 1.5 inches larger than inverted pie plate. Gently ease dough into plate and be careful not to stretch the dough. You trim it 1/2 inch beyond the edge of the plate and fold under to make a double thickness of dough around rim and flute with fingers of fork. So I'm not going to go ahead and read the rest. I'm going to let you go ahead and read it if you want to pause it and continue. But I'm going to show you guys how we get this done. But first, we're going to get our potatoes cut up to get those frying before we do our crust. We have 2 potatoes here. This is about a medium potato and a small potato, and you're going to dice those up and fry them in oil. This is where we will place the potatoes after we fry them. After we dice them up, we're going to put them in this oil or whatever frying pan you have. We have our diced potatoes here that we have diced up in a bowl, and we're going to go ahead and fry those in our oil. Come with me. So as you can see, I still have some of them frying over there, and it couldn't fit enough into the pan, so I'm just going to fry those after the first batch is done. Come with me over here to see what I'm doing with the pie crust. So already in here, I have our flour, our shortening that I've already placed in the bowl, and salt. That's the ball of shortening. Remember, we're doing 2 pie crust. Okay? And we have to add 3 tablespoons of water, but because it's double, it's going to be 6 tablespoons of water. What we're going to do is we're going to cut this shortening. You can do it with a spoon, whatever you got, fork, whatever. We're going to cut this into the flour so it comes into little crumbled balls in a way. Then we're going to add the 3 tablespoons of water, one at a time, mix together, add another one, mix together, add another one. That's what we're going to do now. Keep frying your potatoes. Start getting your dough ready and meet me back here. Check your potatoes. They're still frying. Now the shortening has been cut into our flour. So now we're gonna start with 1 tablespoon of water, then add the other 2 gradually. Mix all of this together until it forms a nice ball. Meet me back here, pause the video, and continue fixing your pastries. I'm sorry, y'all, I'm not sure if you caught that, but I said add 1 tablespoon of water, then we add another 2 slowly. It's more like we're adding 6 tablespoons of water. Again, we're doubling it, so you want to add those little by little. Meet me here again. You guys see that? Those look nice and almost done. So here we have it. We have our pastry for 2 crusts right here. We are going to split these in 2, so you should have a nice round ball. Okay, I'm going to split these in 2. 1 for top crust, 1 for bottom crust and the edges. And because I have a deep dish thing here, okay, this is just what it's gonna go into. So I'm gonna show you guys how I'm gonna do that, but what you guys should ultimately do is follow the instructions and cut them in half, place it on a floured surface, and roll out the dough into a circle, 2 pieces. Roll one out, roll the other one out. One is for the bottom crust, one is for the top crust. The potatoes right now, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to place the potatoes in a separate dish, take them out the frying pan, the first batch. I am going to now put the second batch of potatoes in while I do the pie crust, and I will show you guys how I do that right now. The second batch is in now, and I went ahead and used the aluminum foil to go ahead and put the first batch in here. Look at how crispy those are. Okay. Has no salt in it yet, but it's nice and crispy. And now I'm going to go ahead and cut up a little bit of onions and add it into the second batch after it's a little bit crispier. But right now, let's go ahead and get to our pastry. Alright, I have our fried potatoes right here in here, and I have our first bottom of our layer crust done in here. Okay, it's gonna be deep dish, so this is how this looks. And then I'm gonna put this in the oven for about 10 to 15 minutes. Take it out the oven and add our mixture, which I'm going to put with peas and onions. Add our mixture to here with some white sauce gravy, something very easy. And I'll show you guys how I'm going to do that soon. Alright, y'all, this is the crust already. As you can see, it's already crusted around here. Okay, and I've now baked this crust about 15 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and pour our mixture into here, which is going to be our potatoes that we fried, a little bit of onions, and some can of peas, very easy and simple. And we're going to add our white sauce to it, put our other crust on top, pop it back into the oven again. Oh, and actually, I'm going to go ahead and I might stick a, well, actually, I don't need to, but I think I might go ahead and stick a little egg, 1 egg in it. So I'm going to put 1 egg, beat up, and just spread a little bit over it just to kind of give it a little strong hold, the mixture. We'll come back now. Okay, I've added the potatoes to the crust, and now we're going to go ahead and add the onions. Okay, I've added the onions and the peas to this, and now we are going to add our white sauce and a little bit more salt and pepper. Maybe I might spice it up with some paprika. Then I'm going to go ahead and beat 1 egg, just to be extra, a little bit of hold, and put that over that too. Okay, I went ahead and mixed everything here, and I went ahead and added our white gravy. We're going to go ahead and put our crust on top of that, stick it back in the oven for about 20 to 25 minutes, and our wonderful, our Lord Walton's pie will be done. Come back here in just a snap. Alright, you all, I have placed my crust on top of it, and I'm going to cut off these edges now, and I'm going to cut around here, and I'm just going to make some nice little designs on top of it. Come back for the designs. Alright, you all, this is what I came up with as far as topping the design off. It's nothing special. I was thinking about maybe just like, I don't know, poking a hole in each of these just to kind of give it a something extra. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm glad and poke these just to make it a little bit less bland, I would say. I'm trying to do this with one hand, y'all, to show y'all what I'm doing. And then this could get a little bit of